Tell me what the women's reaction is when you say you've got someone shorter.
Shorter. 2 inches? Let me think about it. 4 inches? Are you crazy? No.
We asked her to help us construct an experiment to test just how willing women are to date shorter men. And we found 3 brave volunteers. Stu is the shortest.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot and 5'5" with the afro.
Rob is 5'3". He prefers taller women.
I kind of enjoy it. I mean, I think there are some serious advantages to being having a woman who's a little bit taller.
David is getting married this fall.
She is 5 feet tall.
And you are?
I am 5'6".
Oh, well.
Yeah, giant, right.
We recruited other men about the same age as David, Stu, and Rob, but taller. We asked them all to dress in jeans and a sweater, and then we did something cruel. We put them in lineups 5 at a time behind a 2-way mirror. The men couldn't see or hear what was going on in the next room. That's where we invited groups of women to look at the men and choose a date. In this case, we wanted to see if anyone would pick 5'3" Rob. When Andrea told us women like doctors, we gave him an MD. Their choice?
Andrew. I would say Matt, I think.
No, Rob. We piled on some more assets. We said besides being a doctor, he was also a best-selling author and champion skier who just built his own ski house.
Does that affect your choices?
He's still short.
Then we gave Rob a promotion. We made him chief of staff at a prestigious hospital.
Who would you pick, Kim?
Andrew's probably the closest to who I'd pick.
I'd pick Matt.
Jeffrey, the pilot.
What would it take? Now we said Rob was also a gourmet cook who loves children.
Oh, definitely. I would take him in a minute then. Height, no problem.
I wouldn't, because I would think I don't want short little kids. I was thinking like...
Well, at least someone like Rob. But if it was this harsh for him at 5'3", what would it take to get a date for Stu at just 5 feet? First, we made him an up-and-coming actor.
No.
No. Not.
Then we said Stu had made millions by age 25.
No.
No?
Not for me.
Nothing worked.
How come nobody picks Stu?
He's too short. Too short.
Too short?
We asked if there was anything we could add to make Stu irresistible.
Maybe the only thing you could say is that the other 4 are murderers.
Right, or convicted of some crime. That would definitely.
Child molesters. Or psychotic.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And then we would say,
oh, okay.
Hello, Stu. Right. I mean, and nothing bad towards him. He's got a nice smile. He's cute.
But no takers. So we replaced Stu with David to see if 5'6" made a difference. We brought in one last group of women. When they all picked this fellow, we told them he'd been unemployed for 2 years, but that our David was a chief surgeon.
I guess it would be David. For me.
Yeah. 2 took David right away. But Tara chose Jim, whom we'd made a high school gym teacher.
Would it change anything if I told you that David, besides being a chief surgeon, had just published a book that he was a gourmet cook, loved kids, and extremely wealthy?
Yeah, I'd switch to David real quick. I mean, let's be realistic. I'm going to bag the gym teacher now.
So what's going on here? You had to make those short guys almost like God to make them desirable, right?
We finally made him God, and that's when they chose.
And this surprises you?
It obviously doesn't surprise you.
No.
Yale psychologist Les Martell is 5'5".
It goes back to caveman times. We simply judge people, particularly men, based on their height, on their size, on their physical presence.
I feel great best friends because they're very enthusiastic, caring, because they have to make up for their height.
But you have no interest in going out with someone shorter than you?
No. I'm just attracted to taller men. I'm only 5'5" myself. But I just like taller men.
I have to tell you, and it breaks my heart to tell you this, it turned out that being short was not good. Does that surprise anybody?
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
You want to look up into his eyes, and you want it to be like a movie.
There's a stereotype in society that says when you find your mate, the man is bigger and the woman is smaller, you know, Tarzan, Jane.
And we made you doctors, chief surgeons, best-selling authors. Stuart, we made you a venture capitalist who made millions by the age of 25. You were a gourmet cook. You loved children. You had ski houses that you built all by yourself. Sometimes all this worked, but most of the time, fellas,
Didn't do a
didn't
darn thing.
And we found out how very early it begins. We gave elementary school students a test, asking them to match a small, medium, or large figure of a man with a series of words.
Which man is handsome? Which man is yucky?
The kids overwhelmingly picked the tall figure for strong, handsome, smart. They circled the short figure for sad, scared, and weak. More than half also picked the short figure for dumb, no friends, and yucky.
You grow up and you get married. Do you want your husband to be tall, medium, or short?
Tall, 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 tall.
Research shows there is discrimination, and not just from dates. One study tracked graduates of a large business school. The taller men got higher salaries, on average, $600 a year more per inch. We put Chris and Debbie, colleagues here at ABC News, in front of our camera, posing at different heights. Half the shots showed Chris as the taller of the pair.
The air's kind of thin up here.
In the other half, Debbie was taller. Then we gave the photos to students at Fairleigh Dickinson University and asked them to tell us a story about what was going on. When Chris was taller, the adjectives used to describe him were mature and respected. When Chris was shorter than Debbie, they called him submissive, childish, weak.